Testing. If you'll all come down the front here, that way when you ask questions, they'll be able to hear. So come on down.
We have gifts.
We have gifts. Tim is giving out his Jeep. Come on down and take a seat.
Do you have another mic she can ask the questions? Yes, he has another mic.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, come on down to the front, meet all these professional people on stage. Come on down front, don't be afraid now. Come on, meet and greet. Somebody got to take this in the audience, so. Check 1, 2.
Check 1, 2.
Come on close, guys.
Okay, for those who are staying for the seminar, you're going to be offered a program with a lot of their pictures, and then you can get their autographs if you'd like before you leave. Also, those of you who are here for the seminar, on the way out, you can get your tickets to come to the show tonight, which will feature Kai Green and Darren Charles, guest posing in addition to all of the athletes. Is he selling up right here?
No.
Come on up. Can you send it back to the town? You want to see all your faces?
Okay, can we have everybody just seated real quickly? The quicker we get everybody in their seats, the quicker we can get the seminar started. I know everybody wants to take pictures and things, but if everybody could just take a quick seat, that would be great. Thank you.
Take a picture.
You realize that when I get down,
They're all getting down with me. There's something to say about that, huh?
Ersky, you got it?
Mucha vaina. Brutal. Marihuana. You got it. Wait, social media. There we go.
NPC.
There we go. There we go. Got it. That's good. We're good. You're good? Woo! What is it?
ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the NPC President Jim Mannion, I welcome you to the Superstar Seminar. We're honored to have it here at Maggie's show, the Southeast Classic, and we pay tribute to Tim Gardner, who arranged all of this in appreciation of Jim's birthday, as well as getting you, the fans, an opportunity to meet all the pros. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Tim Gardner, and he'll have a couple of words of welcome.
Is this incredible or what? 90, almost 90 IFBB pros on stage today. They all came up here on their own dime in the support of the NPC and of course the IFBB Pro League. So a big hand for these guys. I'd like to introduce an individual that is very passionate of our industry. I met him when he started Pro Bodybuilding Weekly, which over the years became Pro Bodybuilding Worldwide. Since then, he's been the creator and publisher of DigitalMuscle.com. If you guys watched the Arnold live stream this year, that was because of Dan Solomon and DigitalMuscle.com. A great friend, a great historian in the industry. I give you Dan.
All right, guys. This is a bit overwhelming. I'm used to being on stages with the best athletes in the world, but usually there's not this many of them behind me, so this is pretty cool, especially when one of them is one of the most decorated bikini champions of all time. Give it up for India Paulino. What's cool about the India story is, and we always talk about how everything starts here in the NPC, this particular story began here in South Florida, where, if I'm not mistaken, you won, the Fort Lauderdale Cup when you were coming up. That was your first show, and before you know it, you started on some small stage in Fort Lauderdale. You're competing on the Olympia stage, and now you are the very best at what you do. So it's great to tell your story and to be a part of it. All right, we're not going to go through everybody. We're not going to do that. There's just a few stories that I want to tell real quickly, and I'm going to let some folks talk who can tell much better stories than I can. But I will tell you this. We always talk about the feedback on this is rough. We always talk about the entrepreneurial spirit in this industry, and it's really cool because in the fitness world, I don't think there is a community on the planet that sort of embodies the entrepreneurial spirit the way that this industry does. And when you look around the room, the number of different ways that people make a living in this industry, it's mind-boggling. You have people who are trainers and gym owners and folks that make their living making posing suits and designing websites and helping people become better at what they do, and the list is on and on. You have photographers, and you have videographers, and you have promoters, and there's just so many different ways to make a living in this industry, and I've been able to do that for almost 20 years, and I just want to say that I'm just so proud to be a part of that energy and to be a part of this industry. So if you're a part of that, and you're trying to make your way around this industry, I'm gonna start with a real quick story. Hey, Peter, I'm telling a story. Peter, I'm telling a story. Come on. I'm going to start with a quick story, then I'm going to pass the microphone off. But I want to talk about how important it is to really treat your relationships right and to treat everybody the right way when you meet them, because you never know where it's going to go. Back in 1998, I attended as a fan the Mr. Olympia contest in New York City. That was the last year that contest was held any place other than Las Vegas. So the contest ends. Shortly after the contest, I walk over to one of those post-Olympia gatherings, banquets, back before it was what it was today. And there was about 100 of us in a room, and I met a guy. And I'm in this room, and I meet this guy, and I'm talking to him, and we're talking about bodybuilding and all these different things. As it turns out, he explains to me that he lives near me in South Florida. I was thinking about hiring a trainer. He was thinking about doing some great things in this industry. So we became fast friends. Very, very good friends. And I tell this story as a reminder of how important it is to treat people a certain way and to make the most of every connection you make in this industry. Because that person ended up taking me down a path that I could have never imagined. We came back home, and next thing you know, I'm managing him, and we're doing all these cool things, and he's training me. And the next thing you know, he ends up becoming one of the best in the world at what he does. And I'm here to tell you this because that guy's name is Darren Charles. And it's such an important story for me because it was such an innocent encounter, and it's proof to him and to me that you just know, you never know where any individual encounter or introduction is going to take you. So as you're out there in this world and you're meeting people online, your fans are coming up to you, they want to take their picture with you, treat everybody the right way. Treat them the way you would want to be treated, because you just never know when a guy like Darren is going to walk into your life and change the whole thing. Because if it weren't for that encounter, this never happens. And for that, I will always be grateful.
But he's forgetting to tell you guys that when he came to me and I said, hey, I think with your voice and your character and how smart you are, I think you can manage me. He said, I don't know nothing about the sport. I don't know anything. I said, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to coach you, and tell you how to do everything. And we started, and he started picking up on it. Next thing you know, he's hosting Olympia. So that's funny.
Well, thank you, Dee. I'll never forget it, and I appreciate it. So, really, the point is, I think the message is there. So, I'm going to pass the microphone off to a few people that I know have some even better stories to tell than that. But really, I just wanted to get that out there to you guys, because I know it's easy to get wrapped up. We all kind of have this sense of importance, and we all kind of go through the daily motion of what we do. But really, take those relationships seriously, treat people the right way, and maybe if things go right, you'll end up becoming one of, where's Vince? Where's Vince?
Vince Taylor.
Did he leave already? Did he pick up his check and leave? All right, well, there have been, it's funny, we always talk about how South Florida is the hotbed for our industry now. Companies are here, companies are relocating here, and we also happen to be home to some of the best athletes on the planet. There are only 4 men in the history of the IFBB to have won more than 20 professional bodybuilding shows, and one of them is the man that I call the Quiet Storm, Vince Taylor. Vince, I'm just going to hand you the mic for a second, because I know you got some good stories, and I know you got some all sorts of tests. Okay, well, Vince, I'm going to ask you this real quick, because we've spent some time together. And I know these folks, I mean, this is bodybuilding royalty here. This is a guy who's been top 3 at the Olympia. He's won he's done lots of great things. And he's the recipient of last year's Ben Weider Award. We were honored to present that award in Tampa with Tim Gardner. So here we are, and you've seen where this sport has gone since you started. And I know there's a lot of folks who are just getting involved right now. So any advice for some of these aspiring champions?
Good luck. No, for real though, it's just a matter of making mind over matter, because when you do it right, it does matter, but you got to get there first. And when you get there, just like Dan said, you got a whole, man, look at this elegant stage of athletes. I mean, we came all with the same design, the same goal, not the same drive. To stand in front of you and tell you, hey, I was the first guy to hit the Guinness Book of World Records for the winningest bodybuilder in the world. Drop the mic. I get a chance to say that, because nobody else will. But, for everybody out there, follow the dream, keep the vision, and come on up here next year and join us. We got a star-studded setup for you.
All right, guys, thanks. You're good. And what we're going to do is this is going to be brief, because I know you guys, some of y'all are competing and you want to get back to your rooms and take a load off. But we have a lot of great guests. My good friend George Farah decided to come out, and George is great, because George is one of those guys who, by the way, we always talk about how everything connects, right? When Darren won his first show in 2002,
yes.
Where did you finish in that show?
I was tied for a second. I couldn't believe this. First I want to thank you all for coming here. And we need to remember one thing. Before we were IFBB pros, we were NPC competitors, so don't please forget that. So thanks to Mr. Manion for making all this happening for us. This industry is amazing, As you can tell, after all these years, I can still barely speak English. But somehow I made it to be, one of the good bodybuilders. I don't want to say one of the greatest, but made it to the Olympia a few times. And along the way, I became one of the best professional. I'm not from Florida, but I dated, a girl from Florida. I trained Dwayne Johnson from Florida. So, this industry took me like a lot of places. Really, it's an amazing thing what have helped us to become, each and every one of us. And I really consider, like, everyone we meet is family. That's why you guys hear me call them, hey, what's up, sis? What's up, brother? Because it's true. When I see Tim, when I see Peter, we're like family, And this is what's so good about the NPC IFBB. God bless you. Thank you guys for coming. I love you all.
And speaking of family, another guy who's been a big part of the South Florida, the Florida bodybuilding scene, I want to bring up Don Long, because Don sometimes, first of all, give it up for Big Don. I often feel like Don Long, in the annals of bodybuilding history in the 90s, Don was one of the great champions of this sport for many, many, many years. But then after you stopped competing, you had to deal with real life, and some pretty heavy things happened. And I know we talked about some of the things you went through with your health, and a whole bunch of battles that you had to fight once you stopped competing. And I know you've told me many times the strength that this community gave you to kind of get you through some pretty serious times in your life.
Well, it's true that if it wasn't for bodybuilding, I probably wouldn't have been able to overcome some of the things that I did go through. And fortunate that I was a bodybuilder, because I was able to, regroup from the roots that bodybuilding had taught me and become even stronger to kind of keep moving forward. So.
Well, Don, I tell you, it means a lot that you come out. You always continue to support the NPC and the IFBB, and congratulations on the birth of your baby.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very happy for that, too.
All right. I want to talk a little bit about, enough talking to all these ugly dudes. India, come on. Now, this is a big-time superstar we have here this afternoon. She likes to play it down, but you've had a heck of a year.
Yes. I don't even know where to start. I'm just, like you said, I started here in South Florida. I said, the way I actually began this, I was looking at girls in the magazine. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was in shape, but not in that kind of shape. And so I just said, I'm going to try this. And I did. I won that show, and then I was addicted, as I'm sure all of you know, this sport is very addicting. I did that, and then I earned my pro card at the Junior Nationals. I won the overall there, and after that, it was just like, everything just kind of took off, and I'm so grateful for everything. Every show to me is like my first one. Like, I enjoy it. I enjoy the journey. I enjoy the process. And that's something that I want to tell you guys. Don't forget that. Enjoy the ride. Yes, it can be an emotional roller coaster, of course, but always remember why you started it. Like I said, I had a goal. I was like, I want to win a show, pro show, because I want to go to the Olympia my first year, and I did that. And here I am, and now I have the record for pro wins at 15, and I'm just like, I did it. So now, you just keep making goals for yourself, and don't allow anybody to tell you can't do something. If you believe in you, you have to believe in you first. It's not like, yeah, it's nice to have support. And let me tell you something, I have the best support, my family, my friends, and a lot of the people in this industry, but it needs to come from you. You have to believe that you can do it, and don't allow anything to stop you. This year for me, winning the Arnold and then winning Arnold Australia, not just because it's such a crazy, amazing title, it meant so much more for me than just the title. It was, when I went on stage, it was like, no matter what I placed, I was okay with, because I knew with personal things that I had going on in my life, just being on that stage, I had already won. So when I heard my name that I had won, it was just very overwhelming, but I can't even describe it. It was amazing. It was a beautiful experience.
So I have to ask you, you're on that stage. One of the perks of winning the Arnold is you're standing there in the middle of the stage, millions watching around the world, thousands watching in the audience, and then Arnold emerges from the side and he makes his way over to you, and if there was somebody here who could do a better Arnold than me, we could recreate the moment, because I'm not very good at it. But he asks you the question that he asks everybody: what did you do to get ready for this contest? So explain that to us, that feeling after months and months of contest prep, and you're standing there and suddenly it's just you and Arnold center stage. What's that all about?
Oh, it was fun. It was cool. It was cool. That's part of winning the Arnold, is that, you get interviewed by him or whatever, and he was an amazing athlete. So that's always cool. But, everything happens so fast, so you're just kind of like, your head's just like, and it takes a little bit to process, what just happened. So I know that a lot of my interviews, right after I win, I'm, still on cloud 9, so I don't really know, what I'm saying, to be honest with you, but it all comes from the heart, of course.
All right, well, there she is, a 15-time champion. Thank you so much for coming out. Candace came from out. Candace, it's good to have you here. It's nice that you would come out and support this event. Talk about what it means to be among so many friends here in South Florida.
Okay, well, thank you for having me, and this is an awesome event for NPC and IFBB, and to be among the IFBB and NPC family, it's truly amazing, and we all know that the IFBB, we're all family, we're close, and I couldn't ask for, more than that, and it's my home. Love it.
Well, we're glad you can come out. I want to get through a few others. Somebody who doesn't always get the attention that I think he deserves, because he never says anything. He just does his talking with his physique, and those are the kind of people we like in this industry. Bill, come on up for a second. Bill Wilmore, everybody. And they always say, let the physique do the talking. Well, this is the guy who is the embodiment of that. He doesn't look for attention. He doesn't stir it up. He doesn't create nonsense rivalries. He just does the work, shows up on stage, and Bill, you've been doing it for a while, and it looks like you're still doing it.
I don't have anything to say.
There you go. Love it. All right.
No, I'm just joking. If everything at the cards, everything works out in my favor, I still got a little bit of gas left in the tank. So last year actually was a really tough year for me, and a lot of my good friends know, but I actually wasn't able to compete because when I tell you this, it's going to sound kind of weird. I had chronic hiccups. Look it up. It's real shit. And to be here honestly and be able to talk and not be hiccuping is a blessing in itself. So I look forward to competing again this year.
All right, thanks, man. We're glad you're back and doing what you do. We're going to let you all come up and take some pictures and meet these folks and ask them a bunch of questions in just a minute. Karina Nascimento, of course, is here, and Karina's a big star down here in this part of the land. And Karina, first of all, give it up for Karina. It's very nerve-wracking standing there so close to these legs. It's a bit overwhelming, but I have to tell you, Karina, I got to work on the focus. But the truth is, you have sort of taken your story so far beyond the stage now with the stuff that you're doing as a promoter, and I know you're working real hard to inspire folks and just to kind of take this thing to a whole other level. We talked when we got here about it's not just about what you do on stage. It's about taking what you do on stage and trying to make a real difference. And I know that's something you've really been working on.
Thank you. Yes, you always complain about my legs. Well, I started out, I'm an old veteran at this. I was a pro bodybuilder, NPC competitor many years ago. And I started out in my bodybuilding career. And the reason why I love this sport and I wanted to continue to for the rest of my life to be a part of it as a promoter is because I know that a lot of times it saves lives. And I know it saved my life. I was, living in a children's home. I had a lot of anxieties and I wasn't able to understand the world as much. And I was going through so much in depression. And I met someone that opened their gym to me when I was at a work experience at the YMCA when I was 16. And I went to their gym and fell in love with the iron and what it made me feel and the power that it gave me. It changed a little bit of my thought process, and since I was 16, I've been after this. There's nothing in this world that makes me feel better than when I'm just go and train. Not cardio, not any of those things, not diets, training. Just lifting the weights and getting my anxieties out. But now I'm part of that children's home. I donate quarterly. I speak there. And also have worked to open other gym close to there to train the children at the children's home so that they can have the opportunity to, in case that's something that hits their heart and things will shift for them as well. And I'm a mother at 3. I was 4 times across the country champion. Then I placed 3rd at the Autumn Classic in 03. And then I was away for a while, having children. 3 of them got married and to a very amazing person that helps me, in this business. Also, I want to remind you is that it's very tough. So if you can allow your spouse to follow their dreams, because sooner or later you have something that you're going to be passionate about, and you got to be ready that they're going to be standing there by you as well. So we have to open our minds to allow each other to follow our dreams. So I'm the first ever women's physique champion, and I'm very proud of it. So life just keeps continuing this journey. I will compete again this year. Every year I say I'm going to quit. I mean, retired, because I just, I like to eat and have fun. But in the long run, it keeps me on track. I still have things that I like to grow spiritually and mentally, because we always think about getting in the physical, but you have to get into the spirit as well, because that will give so much more of you, and the light will shine, I know. So next year, do my show, the Karina Nascimento Classic.
Thanks, Karina. Alex and Maggie. Oh, there you are. Hey, guys. Well, first of all, thank you for making this happen. We appreciate it. Give it up for the promoters. sometimes it's easy to forget that at the end of the day, if there weren't stages to compete on, none of this is possible. There is no media, there is no sponsors, it all starts with the promoters who roll up their sleeves, and it's a thankless job, I'll tell you. It's a lot of work, and it's relentless. And guys, I just want to thank you for doing the work and giving these guys a stage to compete on. Real quick, any thoughts on what this experience has been like for you guys, just to be able to bring this group together? Not to mention to be promoters that apparently had enough influence to bring some of the best athletes in the world to your stage. So pretty cool.
Oh, well, hey, hi, and I appreciate everybody being here, all the pros, and this is a credit for Team Gardner that made this possible. That's the influence to bring all the pros, we love it. We are a community of fitness, NPC and the IFBB, like George says, it's a family. So that's what we're trying to create, because with the help of team to create, make everybody together, see how we work, how we feel, the work we put on it. And most people think that it's just training. It goes a lot of stuff going in to be able to compete in the bodybuilding world. And we're so glad to have the support of the entire family, the judges. Peter Potter is one of the biggest support we have since I started competing. Like I said, we're trying to create a great atmosphere. You know, the competitors, the pros, and the companies. At the end of the day, we all have a benefit of this. You know, either the compete and satisfy personally, or the companies are behind of all this. So thank you to all the sponsor companies, the people that make this possible, especially to the pros to take the time to be here, appreciate. And this is a NPC and IFBB family party. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for coming out today, especially to all the IFBB pros that took the time and the money and everything to get on out here and support. We basically, like my husband said, we wanted to make it to where you guys get a little bit of good stuff. You know, it's not just about going, and we want you guys to meet the pros, the amateurs, come out to the events, and you know, if you're out there and you think that you can do it, you can do it. Like if you want to compete and you want to jump on a wagon, we're all available. All of us have emails if you ever want to contact us, if you ever want to ask us any questions of how we got here and our struggles. Like Karina said, we've all had struggles. Everyone has anxieties, and it's been great for me. The sport, I started in 2010. I got my pro card in 2012, and here I am, and now I'm a promoter. And I just try to make my event as fabulous as I can for everyone to be able to come out and enjoy. I want to thank Tim, Peter, Dan, everyone that came together to be able to make this happen and get us all here. And I hope you guys have a great time. We're going to be providing you with some autograph books, so you guys can get autographs and pictures and stuff with the pros. But thank you so much for coming out.
All right, guys, and thank you for all that you do, and we're looking forward to many more in the years to come. Tim Gardner, thank you so much for putting this together. Peter Potter, and of course all that you do. We have a big year ahead of us in the NPC, so a lot of unbelievable events. It seems like every week there's something going on in some city across the state, and of course across the country. So a lot of great things. I don't know, is Mel Chansey here? Mel around? Mel's a bit, oh, there's Mel. Mel's hiding in the back. Well, look, everybody, Mel's our big brother to all of us, so we have to acknowledge my good brother, Mel Chansey. Thanks for all that you do for us. And of course, I'll echo what Peter and Tim said earlier to Mr. Mannion and all that he does to support us and to make events like this possible. Really, really, really excited to be a part of this. I know the folks over at Monster Clothing have contributed some shirts, and these athletes all have them. They're going to throw some out to you guys. And come on up, get to know these folks, get information, take some pictures, and have some fun. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much for coming out. Real quick though, before I get out of here, digitalmuscle.com. You guys want to contribute content? Send it on out. I'm happy to help you guys. Thank you. Oh, and Kai Green will be here at the night show. and Darren Charles will be performing. I think Vince Taylor will be back. We have a great night show, and tickets are on sale right now if you don't already have them. And where else do you get to see that? There she is, the great Michelle Blank, everybody. All right. Did you repay? Were you paid fairly for that move? Good. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
One more time. Wait. We've never seen this thing. And stand one more time.
I was trying to get NPC.
I know. Ready?
What's up? How you doing?